manage your translations with your team or professional translators. Weglot, the easiest way to translate.
Okay. This presentation is in English because I think we have some English speakers and viewers on the web. Thanks for your patience. Sorry, we had little troubles with the computer. My name is Quentin Gentelot, and I am the CEO of Notice. We are just there at Station F. I will present the company later. Let's dive right into it. How to use Notice to manage your content. And first, I want to ask you something not related at all. Who has his driver license, son permis de conduire? Can you raise your hands? Okay, we still have many people. I asked this question because, okay, there is no more presentation, but hopefully you can hear myself. And you can imagine yourself in your car. And on the right part of your car, in front of the passenger seat, you have a glove box. I hope you see it in your head. And inside this glove box, you have what we call user manual. My guess is that none of you ever used this manual to solve an issue with your car. And this is very sad because it contains hundreds of pages. It has been written by engineers with technical drawings. It's translated in more than a dozen languages. And each time there is an update on your car, it costs thousands of euros to print it and to send it to the car manufacturer and all of that. And most of you never read it. It's invisible to the users of the cars. Most probably, if you have an issue with your car, you will Google it, you will ChatGPT it, you will call someone in a garage, but you won't use your user manual. And it costs a lot, and this is sad. And my point is, for most companies, the content of the web of these companies, of the content you create, is invisible to your user. You need to imagine your content as this user manual. Nobody is going to read it, even if it's very qualitative content. And I read them, it's very qualitative, okay? Look at the design, come on. And this is bad. And let me explain you why it's very hard to create content on the web. This is a little FAQ that we created with Notice. 7 years ago, I had another startup called Pony, and we were doing something else. And we were 2 people. And with my associate, we were like, okay, we have this little chat box, you know, on the bottom right of our website. And most of the questions that we had, maybe 50 a day, 100 a day, they were always the same 5 to 6 questions we had. So we were like, hey, let's do an FAQ, it's easy. We were both developers, and we were like, hey, yeah, let's do some HTML. And maybe in 3 hours, we had an FAQ on our landing page, and we would send it to our users, and problem solved, right? And then we were like, okay, the FAQ was in French, and we wanted to translate the content 2 weeks after because we had some users in English. And we are like, okay, let's do a little, what we call a JSON object, and we are going to store translation keys, and then we can manage, we added a little selector, and we could handle languages. And then my associate, who is called Wadi, by the way, told me, but Quentin, did you read it? And he sent me a Google article saying, if you want to have your FAQ indexed in multiple languages, you need to enrich some metadata. You need to tell Google where is your English version, where is your French version. So already it was a pain in the ass. Each time we wanted to add a question, change a question, it would take us hours. But it did not stop here. And remember, we were a 2-people company. We had an intern joining us, so now a 3-people company. And it was an intern in marketing. She didn't know anything about code, right? And she wanted, after 1 week in the company, like, there is a question missing, guys. I need to add this question. And we are like, her name was Dabia. And we are like, Dabia, wait, it's not this easy. She just wanted to add a very, very simple question. And we shown her what we call GitHub. And we told her, it's easy, Dabia. You have to push some code on the GitHub repository. She would look at us like we were wizards or something like this. So each time we wanted to make a change on this FAQ, it would take us, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours. And as any no-code lovers that you maybe are, you are like, but Quentin, there are so many no-code solutions to do that. So at the time, we used a tool that was called Zendesk. I guess some of you know that. And we created an FAQ. It's a big knowledge software for your customer support. And we translated this FAQ in 3 languages. It took us hours to handle this tool, and it cost us $80 per month to create this little FAQ. But problem was solved. Our FAQ was on a subdomain. It was not looking like our company at the time, which was called Pony, but it was working. And then we needed to create a blog. We were like, no, Wadi, let's not make the same mistake again. Let's use Medium. So we created our blog on Medium. It cost us, I don't know, maybe $40 per month, something like that. And then we needed to do a technical documentation, and we used Gitbook. And then we needed to do privacy terms, and we put that on Notion, and Notion does not handle translation, so hey, let's do it in French, and we tell users use Google Translate. After 1 year of the company, we had more than 10 SaaS to handle our content. Half of them was not translated. I don't know, it costs us maybe €1,000 per month in SaaS subscriptions. I hope people can still hear me, right? Yeah, sorry, technical issues. I mean, it's okay. I think you already saw the slide. So I sold my company at the time. It was 4 years ago. And I was like, what I want to do is solve this issue. I love the Notion, for example, that I think most of you know. But Notion is not solving user-facing content issues, right? Because Notion does not handle translation and is always hosted on a subdomain. It's not on your website. Each time you click, it goes outside and everything. And I thought, it's a very small problem, and it will be a little SaaS, and it will make me a few bucks. And I created Notice at this time, and I met Spoke. It was my first client, and they had 6 projects at the time, and they had 3 languages on 3 platforms. So let me explain what I call a project. They have like a blog, a documentation, an FAQ, privacy terms, a job board, things like that. They are all handling that with different tools. They had 3 languages to translate in, and they had 3 platforms. They had a mobile app, they had a landing page, and a web app. So they had to maintain 54 versions of their content. Each time they wanted to change something on their app, they needed the beginning was like, where is this content? Is it on Gitbook? Is it hosted by myself? How do I deploy it? It was a hell to manage. It was a very big hell. And Spoke, as you may have not guessed, is a 5-people company. And each time you increase the number of people in the company, each time you increase the number of platforms, the number of languages you want to handle, it becomes a matrix with multiple dimensions. One dimension is the language, one dimension is the platform, one dimension is the type of project you want to have, and it becomes unmanageable. And let me tell you a little story to explain that to you. At the very beginning of Notice, it was a side project. I was alone. I had a meeting with a very big French company that is handling electricity. And what I did is that I searched the most common search term for this company. It was how to get the number on my meter, right? This is an electricity meter. It's one from Canada because I didn't want to blame the French company. And if you put name of the company, how to get my meter on Google, the 3 first results are competitors. And on 2 of them, you have scam numbers, overpriced numbers to get some help on call the support. I told them that. They told me, Quentin, it's not this easy. It's going to be solved. It's still not be solved after 2 years, and they are not my clients, sadly. But just so you understand this problem is that it happens at every company scales, and it's very hard to fix, even for very big companies. And these companies that I'm talking about, they only have 1 language, French. They don't want to translate their content because it's too complicated. So let me tell you, we talked a bit about the disadvantages of having bad content. Let me tell you the advantage for your company, for your product, of having great content. Imagine your company is on this building, or your company is H&M, and you have a storefront like that, and everybody can see that. A website is exactly the same. you want it to look like a storefront. You want to be transparent. You want to show people what is inside. 95% of our clients, they come to Notice. They have an empty landing page with one page. At the end, they have copyright to 2023, whatever this means. And I'm like, do you imagine that people coming to your website, they are like looking at this building, like, and you are telling them, hey, come into my store. It's not gloomy at all. Mostly they would think it's a scam because there is no content. You are asking them to be like policemen, like to investigate your company, but who are these guys hiding in this building? No, you want to be like H&M in Manhattan, because this is the Manhattan store. You want an awesome storefront like them. So this is the first thing. You have improved user experience and enhanced credibility. The second thing is that, as I told you about my FAQ, you cut by 80% your customer support. 80% of the questions, sorry, I always I always miss this one. 80% of the clients are asking 20% of the questions. So most of the time you can identify 5 to 10 questions in your business for your product, for your service that are answering most your user questions, and you diminish frustration and you diminish support cost overhead for your company. So SEO benefits, we have some success stories in Notice, and I will show you right after. In 30 seconds, they created a blog with AI. They clicked on publish. 1 month later, they had 2,000 views every month. Having public content that is indexed by Google and now GPT-4 and Bard is free, and it generates free traffic for you. It's like planting a seed in the ground, and you let the tree grow. So this is the example on Notice that you have analytics, and this is a little glimpse of our product, and it generates content. It generates traffic. Then, if you have content alongside your product or your service, what you're doing is that you are educating your clients and users. Think about who has an iPhone here. Okay, I see. So this is half and half. What I guess is that maybe at some point you saw an Android phone and you tried it and you were like, whoa, it's so bad. It's so hard to switch. How the UX can be so bad? And my guess is that the Android people don't understand this point because they are exactly the same. They're like, oh, iPhone is so bad. I don't understand shit. This is because you are educated. You formed an habit using your phone, using your product. This is exactly the same. If you educate your users, your clients, they will love your product. They will form habits, and doing that, they won't like the competition. They will be like, no, iPhone is better. No, it's not better. It's just you are so used to it that you're like, they have the best UX. But I don't want to enter this fight. I'm on dangerous grounds. What I mean is, you keep your users captive by educating them, and content is the best tool for that. Obviously, you can use data. For example, at Notice, and I will show you Notice, I know the suspense is incredible. You can use data to go faster. For example, you can create documentation on Notice, and you can know the searches that your users did not find. So for example, they search for, I don't know, you are H&M, they search for shoes, and you don't have shoes. Okay, bad example, but you get me. You know they are looking for shoes. So you can reduce frustration by creating an article dedicated to shoes and explaining, hey, but H&M got shoes actually. They are not very nice, but they're cheap. So you can have that, and the same thing applies for blog. For a blog, you can know your most popular articles. And again, the Pareto law applies. 20% of your articles on a blog are generating 80% of the views. By knowing which articles are performing well, you can target the right keywords on the right, you can know more about your users and what attracts them to your product. So use data, you will be better than your competition. And now we are starting to talk about Notice. Hopefully I can present that because half of the presentation is the demo of Notice, but I hope I can explain on the computer. Basically, what we do for companies is that we go from this stack. So you imagine it's a mature company that has multiple languages, multiple SaaS software, multiple platforms, and so on and so on. Nobody understands how to change content. in this company, and you switch to Notice, and all your user-facing content is in one tool with all your languages, your translators, your developer, your content writers, the marketing, your CEO. They are all on the same tool, and they can edit content about all the user-facing content. And user-facing content is just self-explanatory. It's the content that your client can consume, can access. So it covers a large, I'm looking for a word. Nobody guessed, I'm not English native. I'm looking for eventail, but it's too hard for me. Okay, so you can have wiki, you can have FAQ, job board, privacy term. On all of that, you want it to be translated. All of that, you want to have analytics. All of that, you want to be able to integrate it anywhere. And here we come, notice. Okay, I know suspense has been hard. I let you watch this GIF, and I will comment it. So here we put Google. Okay, it's a bit fast, but I'm going to explain you. When you enter Notice, I didn't want to create the SAP of content. You know this company, SAP? Everybody that talks about SAP, it's a big, I think they call that SRP, something like that, like to manage all your company. And you have consultants about SAP that cost like thousands of euros because the software is so complicated that you need them to implement that in your company and takes months and everything. I wanted the opposite of that. I wanted a Notion experience, a text editor experience to solve a complex problem. So when you come to Notice, for example, you want to create a blog, you just put your website. Here, we put Google. In 30 seconds, it will create you a blog, and you can publish it, and you have a blog. So in 30 seconds, you have a blog, and it's already indexed by Google and all of that, enriched, and you can translate it in one click, and it's very simple. Now is the demo of Notice. Helen, can you tell me if the screen goes black so I can stop talking? I can keep talking and explain. So can someone have a website like a company or anything in mind? Anything that you like, or your own company. Don't be ashamed. I know some of you have a dark landing page somewhere with 3 paragraphs and 0 over pages. Atelier Digital? Are you okay with that? No? WhatsApp? Okay. Mink, sorry. It's French keyboard, Mink dash agency. Are you on Google? Yeah. Okay, it's Bordeaux-based. I'm making some advertising for you. It looks very nice. Okay, it's cool. I don't have a perfect network, so normally it takes 30 seconds, but there is a lot of data transferred. Okay. And here we wait 30 seconds, and there are some jokes on the screen. What can I tell you during this time? I didn't prepare that, because on the GIF it's way faster, Helen. Maybe we cheated. That's a very good question. So when you put your website here, you can, by the way, you can also put a prompt. It goes to your page, it takes all the data, it clicks on all the links on your website, it gets all the data. Then we are making multiple calls to multiple APIs to create for you a blog. Like we generate articles for IDs for articles for a blog, and then we generate content and images for that with AI. And we do that for all templates. So you can use the documentation, the privacy terms, and it's going to generate a piece of content for you. Hopefully it works with the current internet that we have. Normally it's way faster, so I'm a bit worried. It's not showing anymore? Okay. And we have pretty good results, but I'm gonna be honest, that's not what Notice is about. It's just the haha moment, like people come to our website and they're like, oh, you generate content with AI, hopefully. So we don't have a screen anymore. It's done, but we don't have image. Is the live still on? Because we disconnected the computer. Is it working? Yeah? Okay, I got So we have a blog somewhere, but it's not showing, right? Okay, and now we have a blog. It's in English because we put that in English. The evolution of web development with scary, no, they are not scary, they are nice. From basic HTML to AI-driven websites. Is it about what you do a bit? Is it a good article for your company? No? Okay. Unleashing creativity, innovative web design trends. Is that good? Okay. The reply was, yes, it's great, great. It's not. Okay, sometimes the AI is not perfect. I got a dark screen again. I wanted to show you the published version. So I clicked on publish here on the top right, and already I have a blog. As you can see, that is hosted by Notice, and you can share it on the socials and everything. Okay, I'm going to talk real fast because we have the screen right now. You can also translate all your pages in one click. I'm not going to do it because I don't have the screen anymore, but okay, so I'm going to show it very fast. Like you can go, translate the page in one click in more than 100 languages with AI also. But the real power of Notice is that you can manage, okay, I will do with talking. I won't do the demo anymore because I don't have a screen. So the real power of Notice is that, okay, you can create blogs in 1 minute. Sometimes they're not very relevant, but you can edit them exactly like on Notion. It's really a Notion-like experience. So anybody can use that. Your customer support can use that. Your marketing people can use that. Even your developers can write content if they want. You can translate it in one click in more than 100 languages. You can host it. And the real power of Notice is that you can integrate it anywhere. What I was fed up about when I was in my previous company is that all the SaaS I was using, they were redirecting me on a subdomain with their specific design, and they would tell me, oh, but it's white label. White label means they put my logo in the top left corner. I don't want that. I was a serious company. I want my FAQ inside my website. I want my blog inside my website. I don't want to be redirected, you know, on a subdomain. And I wanted to show you how it looks, but can you open Verlaine website? On the FAQ. Okay, when we have the screen back, I will show you one of the examples. But basically, you can think about Notice like, do you know Gitbook? Some of you know Gitbook? Yeah, you can think of it about, it can be like a Gitbook, self-hosted page with all the features you have in the documentation on the translation, all of that. But you can also put that inside a page like a block of content. And I'm going to go a little farther now. I just want to show you Verlaine. I would hope an image is better than content written by AI. It was a joke, not very good. Okay. Okay, it's okay. Okay, imagine a Lego. You play Lego when you were young. Imagine your website. You put Lego of content in your website. So you can put an FAQ in your website. You can put a job board directly in your website, and you can play with them like Legos, stacking them up on each other. And they are translated, and we tell Google, hey, this is the Portuguese version, this is the Chinese version, and everything. And you can use Notice, and you can go way farther. You can use Notice as a headless CMS. Most of you, I think, don't know what it is. Does anybody knows what is a headless CMS? Yeah, you know? Okay. So headless CMS is exactly the pain we try to solve. They say, oh, but content is impossible to manage at scale. You need some back office to have all your content, and you get this content on your website, and you can display it how you want. As you can see, Notice is not just a headless CMS, because we have the view, we can render a project, you can just give the link to your users after 30 seconds, and you have a live blog. But you can also use Notice programmatically. Imagine me showing you an API, and you can get, oh, we had it for the quick ones. Okay, you can get your content programmatically. So by that I mean that the blog you just saw, you can, are you familiar with API and everything? I don't know. Yeah, you're familiar? Okay, some of you are familiar. Just imagine that you can make Notice way more flexible. So your customer support can use Notice to create articles in the back office, and you can get the data programmatically, and you can show it anywhere. You can use it on your Slack, you can use it on your Notion, you can make requests to Notice. It's going to give your content in the format you want. You can ask Notice, oh, you saw Verlaine for like 5 seconds. So it was a Shopify store, an Indian Shopify store. It was one of our biggest clients. They are making a ton of money. And they have an FAQ with Notice like in their website. It's really like just a block of content, just there. This is Notice, the little FAQ. It's really fast. Notice is very fast. What I was saying, yeah, so this is one of the uses of Notice, but you can also get the data in the format you want. HTML, Markdown, JSON if you are a developer, and you can render it anywhere on the web. And I think we can have questions and answers now. Yeah. Do you want to know more about Notice? Ah, yeah, we can show my face on the, if someone wants to contact, maybe we can show the, Helen is holding the, the bundle to try some magic, but any question? Notice, history, how much? So the question is how Notice works, right? Especially on the onboarding. So, as I said, it scraps the. This is just the onboarding, right? It scraps the data on a website. So scrapping by that I mean it's just get all the data like the images and the text and all of that. It analyzes this data to create IDs. So for example, if you ask it to create privacy terms, and it gets that your website is about shoes, like it realizes your website creates shoes, then it should try to mimic the privacy terms for a company that makes shoes. Basically, it's just that. Technically, I don't know, it's very interesting for you, but technically, yeah, we use AI, we use very classical scrapping mechanism, and that's it. Yeah.
Wait.
Good question.
How much is it?
Okay. So how much is that? Normally I have a pricing page on everything. So it's a freemium, so you can try it. You need to use a computer, but you can try it right after this meeting. And then you have subscriptions for companies, and it's $60 for the basic subscription, and then we go to $250. And we have some companies that use us, and we make them pay more. But it's because they are we make them cut so much cost of development and management. Notice really adds a lot of value if you have more than one language to handle, and if you have more than one type of project you want to do. So for example, it starts to really adding value to your company. If you have a blog, an FAQ, for example, and you manage 2 languages, already you are cutting a lot of money. And with a $60 subscription, you can have all the features you want. And then if you are more employees, more than that, you need a higher subscription. Are you from Station F, by the way? Are you, so some of you are coming just for the NoCode Summit, or? Okay. This is me asking the question because I don't know what to do. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thanks. Bye.